Off of Beat Sales on
Mm-hmm.
BeatStars or on like YouTube.
No, just on beat sales.
It changes all the time, but now I'm kind of like in the
Bro, you know what's crazy? This is the first time we ever like just talk, you know?
I know, man.
That's crazy.
All right, really quick, I just want to ask and know if you guys are enjoying these type of videos, because I know like these past few videos that I've done, for those that are constantly watching my videos, they've been a little bit different, more like this podcast type, cook up, vloggy, whatever you want to call it, you know, type videos. But I really feel like they're bringing a lot of value to those people who are trying to make something of themselves in the content space. Specifically talking about producers, right? So let me know if these videos are helping you guys out, and should I keep doing them or change it up? I need feedback from you guys, because you guys are my audience, and I appreciate you guys for always watching my videos, liking and commenting, all that stuff. So yeah, write it down in the comments. I'm enjoying it. Don't stop, because if that's the case, I got way more people lined up that you might want to hear. Serious questions. How much money you got in the bank right now?
$1 million.
No, like, I just want to get to the first question, which is like, how were you able to land the placements you did with Dax? Because obviously he's like, you know, a bigger artist, and I just want to know, like, how were you able to land those placements and even like get to that point where you could network with him and build a relationship with him?
Yeah, no, I figured you were gonna ask that for sure, but
Yeah.
I don't see it too much as like, I guess, you know, it definitely is a placement because Dax is, you know, a big artist, so definitely got to consider that. But like for me, for some reason, it's like it doesn't feel like a placement because like I met him kind of organically, you know. So I've produced probably like at this point, like at least like 20 songs maybe that are out. Maybe probably more than that, 25 songs. So, but it all started kind of organically. You know, I met him in LA when I came out here, and I was at like, I was throwing parties when I first got to LA. I was with this group of influencers, and we came from Ottawa, Canada, from back home, and we just started like throwing parties in the house we lived in, and then like people would come to them, and like so many influencers would come to them, and that's how I met like a lot of people I know. And Dax came to one, and I never met him in Ottawa because we're both from the same city. Like we both grew up in the same city. I just never knew of him. And then in LA, we were like, oh, wow, you're from Ottawa. That's crazy. And then I sent him a few beats from there. And then we just like, you know, started just like working together more and more. And then the third song I produced for him was She Cheated Again. And then that one was like, you know, it was like big for his career. It was a huge like, you know, jump for his career. And obviously it was my first like huge song. So that really solidified our like, you know, chemistry and relationship. And we were just like, okay, you know, like we're both like motivated. We're both killing it. We're both, you know, we just got this crazy song, and then we just kept working from there, you know?
Straight up, like, how is TikTok and YouTube going for you? Because you've had a lot of success, especially last year. You know, because we started making, well, we didn't start making music around the same time, but I was inspired originally by you. I think I've told you that before, right? When we were like talking a while back, because
Oh
we've
yeah,
known each other for like about what, almost 4 years already.
that's crazy because
So
I feel like we started around the same time, and we were both
yeah,
like inspiring each other a
yeah.
bit. But yeah,
How's TikTok and YouTube going for you? Like how do they play a big role in your business?
TikTok I started like a year ago, I would say. So like yeah, in 2000 end of 2020, and I just kind of attacked it really quickly. Like I didn't really, I was posting a little bit on it, but I wasn't like serious. And then I told myself, okay, I see how this platform's like, doing. I see what's going on. I have to start like putting my focus on it a bit because there's a big opportunity there. So I just kind of, it was like, something where I just committed to it on the spot. It was like a day. I was just like, man, I got to do TikTok. I'm going to start today. I'm going to go hard. So I just started doing like one video almost every day, and I wanted it to be quality. I was like, I really want to like make sure what I put out can really relate to everybody. So ever since that day, a couple months later, I started getting like a few thousand views, and the duet stuff actually. I was looking at some of your stuff, and I was like, this is really cool. Like I should try some of that stuff. So I started doing that, and I just whatever ideas come to my mind, I would just implement, execute the ideas, and make sure also the filming was right, and do things that were relatable to producers and artists, and made it as organic as possible. And over time, it just like started picking up a bunch, and I just like I had fun with it. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have a certain formula. I just really had fun with it and made sure that like what I was putting out was presentable. So that's for TikTok, and now it's doing its thing. For YouTube, honestly, it's just like I've been posting on there for like 5 years, and it's just the type beats, posting type beats, and they weren't doing great for like 3 years, I would say, and then obviously my beats got better and stuff, and like I got better and better over time, but I found sort of like my audience, and I understood my audience more, and I started like titling my beats better. I started using the right thumbnails, and that's what really like brought my channel from like this to that's what really made it like blow up all of a sudden. So that happened in a span of a couple months, and then I started getting like thousands of subscribers, thousands of views, and I got a couple of viral videos, and I found it was more like finding what kind of style fits you best and your audience as well that you're trying to capture, and just kind of going all out with that. And that's what you see with most successful YouTube type beat producers, is they got their own kind of formula, they got their own audience as well as their own style that they're constantly posting to that audience, and it's working.
Now that, because you sell beats and your type beat channel is like, I think it's like almost at 80,000 subs, right? Something
Yeah.
like that. So just off of the like type beats beat selling, how much are you making monthly just off of that?
Off of beat sales on BeatStars or on like YouTube.
No, just on beat sales.
It changes all the time. But now I'm kind of like in the, I would say like 2.5 to 5K bracket, around that.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice. That's
it
that's a
fluctuates,
month,
right?
right?
Some months people want to buy a lot, sometimes not. So usually around that, like, it's a hit or miss.
Okay. And then just so you were talking about YouTube, so you have AdSense as well. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. AdSense too, like that. That's also another revenue source. So I used to be a resident in Canada, and I used to be based in Canada. So I used to have a Canadian AdSense. So I was making like $600-700, $800 a month off YouTube ads in Canada, and then I've recently moved to the States as like a permanent resident, or I'm on a visa, but I switched my AdSense to US, and then all of a sudden I was getting the same views, but all of a sudden it like jumped. So now I'm getting about like a couple thousand to 3,000 a month off YouTube ads, which is weird because it's like, I guess whatever country you're in depends on what your ad revenue comes in. So yeah, YouTube ad revenue does pretty good, for at least for tight beats. So I'm hitting about like 1 million views a month. It's not, but I don't know where they're coming from, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know I get some comments and engagement and likes, but like sometimes I'm just like, where are these 1 million a month? Like, I guess it's people like clicking through them, right? So there's like so many people that click through tight beats. So
Yeah, you do have a couple of videos that are like at 1 million views and stuff. I'm thinking like, man, he must be selling a ton of these licenses right
hey,
now.
that the crazy part is sometimes the beats that have like a lot of views. I mean, most of the time, there's a correlation, but a lot of the times the beats that are huge on YouTube are not necessarily selling as much as some of the other ones. It depends, but yeah, like odds are, if you have like a viral YouTube beat, it'll make more leases and stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. So right now, are you just going slowly based on just your AdSense and beat sales? Because obviously that seems like a good amount already. Or you have something else that you are also monetizing?
So yeah, I have my beat stars and my YouTube. I think that's like really important to me because it's a consistent sort of in my control revenue that I can generate as a music producer, and it's great that I can just do that off like in my own home, in my computer, like making beats and putting them out and just like guaranteeing that return, at least in the short term. Obviously, you got to keep working it to keep them coming, but that's like my safety net, and that's something I depend on for sure. And then I do some mixes and masters on the side sometimes, so that adds a little bit to my revenue stream. And then I make my royalties as well off songs I produce. That's another,
That's true.
Revenue source. I collect my publishing for placements that I get. Independent releases on DistroKid and stuff like that. I get my DistroKid check. I think just overall it's and brand deals too. Brand deals once in a while, but it's not something I like do all the time. But if it makes sense with a brand, then I do that. So I got multiple revenue sources, and I think it's really good to have that as a music producer, because you never know what kind of collapses, you never know what platforms the next day are not going to be there, and so I try to widen my revenue stream as much as possible, for sure.